Hi, this is Annie Manning with Paint the Moon Photoshop Actions, and this video is going to show you how to apply a texture to your image. I'm going to be using the Textures Rock action set that is included with all texture purchases, and this is going to help you easily apply the texture and do any kind of adjustments you need to the texture. And it also includes an action that removes texture from the skin while retaining the same tone as the rest of the image. And so first we're going to be using the Apply Texture action. First, it's going to ask us to open our texture file that we want to apply. So I'm going to do that. I already have it open here, so I'm going to open that texture up from Texture Collection 1, and then you want to hit play again. And this is all in the instructions that pop up to guide you through it. And now you want to open your image back up and then hit play again. And it's going to allow you to adjust the size of your texture as needed, and I'm just going to drag it right up. It doesn't matter to me if it stays at the same aspect, so if it stretches this way or that way, that's okay to me for this particular texture. And then I'm just going to hit return when I'm done. And at the end of this action, we're going to have a group of layers here that we can adjust, and it's also, another thing you can do to adjust the look of your texture is to change the blending mode that your texture layer is on. So I'm going to show you how to do that here. We have all of these layers that are optional. They're off by default, so if you want to go in and change things like the contrast or the exposure of the texture itself, you can do that to change the look of your results. If we select the texture layer, you can change the blend mode up here, and we have it on soft light right now, and that's my preference usually for these types of textures. It tends to give a much softer look. You can use overlay if you want. You see, we would definitely have to remove that from skin and turn it down there. It gives a much stronger look. And you just play around with different blending modes to get different looks. I'm going to leave it on soft light, and I'm going to turn it all the way up. And you can see here when we zoom in, it's a little hard to see on video sometimes, the before and after the texture. And that's lightening it up quite a bit. So I'm going to turn on the Make It Deeper and the Make It Darker layer. And you can see how those layers really took the level of depth and the texture down. I'm going to turn down the texture just a little bit to 70%, which is where it lands on default. And you can see our before and after, and you can see that we definitely want to be removing that from her skin. And if you were to remove just the texture from her skin without using the action to remove it that's included, you would see a definite difference in tone. You can see how she looks much cooler compared to the rest of the image because we used a warm texture. And so we are going to use the Remove Texture action here, and that's going to let us remove the texture, all the scratches and whatever detail is in the texture without taking away the tone. And you just paint with black on that layer like it tells us, and it smooths it out and keeps that same tone that the texture applied to the rest of the image. And this is our before and our after, the Textures Rock actions. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a beautiful day.